We would be honored if you would join us.
This is where the fun begins.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Sithcast podcast, a Star Wars podcast where we pretty much talk anything and everything Star Wars. One of your hosts, PJ the Paradox Nerd, alongside Sean is still moving his stuff, his collection. He's got a big collection, so
what a bummer.
I know. Well, he's got a new house, so he's gonna be busy for the next couple months. But yeah, Sean, definitely miss you. And yeah, let's see how I could do it with week 2 of him not being here. Hopefully, I hold down the fort. But we got some special guests on tonight. We got Matt and C3PO from Rogue One 6 joining us tonight, or joining me tonight. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
I do feel like I'm an 8-bit compared to both of you guys, but that's fine.
Well, listen, I've known Matt for how many years, and I think when Matt started doing more of the live streams, he upped his game. I think you had the same setup for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, how do I do that?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't have this is like the cheaper version of his mic, but it's okay.
No, I'm just, it's funny because I sometimes I go and I'm like, am I in 8K? Like, what's happening right now? And it's just some people, sometimes people are using their phones. Who knows what they're using, right? So
yeah.
funny.
But yeah, thanks guys for hopping on tonight's show. Just really quick. Actually, I've been playing that intro for quite some time, with Vader, and I think this time it kind of hit home a little bit more because, James Earl Jones, we got the bad news earlier this week that, he moved on and became one with the Force. And yeah, guys, definitely want to talk about, James Earl Jones and, the things that he's done. And wow, this kind of hit home for me just because he is Vader. He created that character. He made that character. Because, I think originally it was David Prowse, right? It was supposed to be the other Vader. And I think we heard him how he talked. I mean, listen, he did his part on creating Vader, being a tall guy and creating that, creating that character that way. But James Earl Jones, we know him for his amazing voice.
Well,
so.
you've seen like some of the behind the scenes stuff where the dude is saying the lines, and you're just like, man, can you imagine if there was any other voice other than James Earl Jones doing Vader? It just wouldn't work. And I mean, talk about an iconic. I mean, him and what's the other dude's name that you everyone knows his voice. He does all the voiceovers. He does what's his face? He's in
Are you thinking Jeremy Irons?
No, not Jeremy Irons. The other black guy. What's his face? Gosh, what's his name? I totally forgot his name. He's in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves a long time ago.
Oh, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. I mean, those two guys have the most iconic voices. I swear to God that anybody's ever, Yeah, and Nerd Fight says Lion King. I mean, that's a whole nother fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing that you can make such a huge impact with just the sound of just your voice. That's crazy.
Yeah, and shout out to Thor because he's a big Vader fan, and this one hit home for him too as well. Sure. And he made some posts on Instagram just got me a little teary eyed, and I like you said, Matt, I don't know how it would have been if Vader had a different voice actor.
It wouldn't have.
Oh man. And I think he did it I think which was his last project with Star Wars, right? Because I know with the Kenobi show it was he had it it was digitized. It wasn't really him.
Yeah,
right? It was AI or something. I
think they've figured out. I could be wrong. CC might know. Haven't they figured out how to like AI his voice now to the point where they can like reproduce
with like
archival
footage and stuff like that, they're able to kind of like splice it together. And they might even so he definitely filmed or recorded lines for Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah.
That's the last one I heard about.
But Obi-Wan, I don't know.
No, the movie series, it was like AI because it also included Hayden's voice.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing too is like with Rogue One, watching that movie on the big screen was awesome, number one. But number two, when Vader came out and he started talking, you could kind of it was him, but it was like a little bit older version of like Vader. But still, I still loved hearing him again as on the big screen. Just and he became one with the Force. I don't know. Like
how old was he? Do you know?
93.
I mean,
he lived.
I mean, come on,
that's
a long life, dude. That's a good long life, right there.
Yeah, I'm sure he and he was obviously in the Lion King.
Yeah,
and like I was watching a little bit of some people were posting a lot of like the snippets from the movie, and he was talking to Mufasa.
Yeah, right.
In that scene, I was just like, oh man.
Solid,
he was good.
Solid.
He was good. I wonder if he did, because I know they're doing a prequel to the Lion King. I wonder if he was involved in that project.
I don't know. I don't know if he's. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, like, geez, hopefully he got some time to just rest,
chill, retire, enjoy retirement. Yeah.
Holy shit! I mean, not that. I mean, he could probably do some of that recording stuff without having to do a whole lot, right? That's the nice thing about the voice stuff, but it's it's still work, and it's like, man, hopefully he got to rest a little bit, but yeah, no, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if
he was in Coming to America. He was
he's in a lot of good shit, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sad to see that happen, but man, it's also one of those ones where like, isn't John Williams still alive?
Yeah.
Like, how is that guy still alive? Like there's some people where you just think about them and you're like, this person's still hanging on there. Like, how's that happening?
Yeah. What's crazy is that like, it's like, like I think someone posted like a picture of all the people that were involved in like, the original trilogy, and a lot of those actors like moved on.
Yeah, sure.
And it's just like, damn, getting old, man.
I know, dude. It's crazy. It's also crazy though that like, I mean, what do you know what age he was when he did the A New Hope stuff?
I'm not sure.
I mean, Carrie Fisher wasn't she younger than most?
Yeah, she was young.
Them?
Yeah,
and she passed away a while ago.
Filming.
Yeah. What's that?
Wasn't she like 19 when they started filming?
Something like that. Like, that's why you would expect her to still be around, right? That's crazy. I mean, she probably did a hell of a lot of drugs, though. I mean,
yeah. I want to share this one right here.
So he was in his 40s when New Hope came out.
Yeah, look at
yeah.
And it's great. What's hitting home is the people on the side here.
I know,
like Bale and Skull, Greed Karga. It's just like, wow, it's crazy. So but
they did my man dirty and put him in an R2D2 unit. With his head popping out. Damn, dude. I get it, but holy shit. Yeah.
Peter Mayhew.
Peter Mayhew, man. Yeah. He should be like 3 feet taller.
Yeah. It's true. The thing too is that like, man, it makes you realize then, like, I gotta meet Mark Hamill, man, while he's still around.
Yeah.
He's just because I know he's doing, I think he just really recently did Chicago. And I just gotta, look, good luck to. I'm happy for the folks that were able to meet James Earl Jones in person, got to get his autograph. But man,
so interesting, PJ, that you mentioned that, because Jason, that's on our show as well. He was out in Chicago getting signatures for the from Mark Hamill. Yeah, Mark Hamill.
Oh,
and,
he went.
Yeah, he went and he said it's getting sketchy with him. Like even the way he's signing things and like how many breaks he has to take and like just
and
like,
and he's sitting on the chair a lot of the times.
Yeah, it's
and
getting a little sketchy.
Yeah, I gotta make my way, man. Just because I'm gonna regret it if I don't.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that he went to New York Comic Con, I would say 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6. And he was only charging $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell was I thinking of?
I know. What is it now? Do you know what is it?
It's like 500.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or more. Depends on like if it's a simple.
Well, probably more now because obviously with James Earl Jones passing and now.
Well, no, I mean like I think with him signing, like being a difficult thing, like he doesn't do as many, so they're more expensive. But also like you're paying a premium if it's like you want him to sign a lightsaber that's not flat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Helmet versus like a piece of paper.
Is it like $700 for like those big items or something like that?
Yeah,
I forgot. I mean, by the way, shout out to Tony, Star Wars Sith. Please subscribe to his channel. Amazing guy, awesome guy. Lucky, very jealous of him. I think I told him last week that he got a chance to get the auto and the photo op. 500 for the plaque, 700 for the saber.
That makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be any less than that at this point. I mean, but yeah, when you're talking about $100 at the time. I feel differently about this stuff. I'm not as much. I do have signatures in my collection, but I'm not a huge signature person.
Yeah.
But that said, it is cool for people to get to meet him. I'm just not. I know, like you gotta imagine that's gotta be so annoying to meet, to be like getting pictures with all these people,
Well,
and like it's cool for them in some way because it's fun for them to see their fans at the same time. So I don't think it's a bad experience, but I do think it's like, man, they got to do a lot of shit. They gotta really meet a lot of people and sign a lot.
Well,
of
not
shit.
only that, you're gonna get someone right that, and trust me, I had it for Hayden's. When I'm gonna get the Hayden's autograph, there's like guys that pay like thousands and thousands of dollars, and they bring like a whole bunch of
a bunch of stuff. And it takes a long time.
Yeah, and trust me, there was this guy that was maybe like 4 or 5 people ahead of me, and he had like one of those wagons, like with stuff that for Hayden to sign. I'm like, oh, looks like I'm gonna be here for a while.
That's crazy.
It was. I can't imagine with Mark. I'm sure there are people like.
It seems like they would limit that though, PJ. I mean, that's gotta. You don't.
No, man.
We sell out. Signings sell out, but I don't think they limit it per customer.
Right. Yeah.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, Tony. But the thing too is like, yeah, it's money, and the epic photo ops or whoever runs that, the autograph stuff, they don't care.
No,
like,
honestly,
there's a guy like 30 signatures. Yeah, okay.
Honestly, though, I like the way I don't mind the way these companies like Regal Robot and even Justin Nunez and some of these guys that are doing like Star Wars AU doing signatures, like setting up signatures. To get like that makes total sense to me because it's like the person knows these are all the things you have to sign. They get to do it in their own home. It's like they're just getting extra money on the side for their signature. Like that's amazing. The stuff at the con would have to be kind of annoying because you have to go to the con. You have to sit in this. It just seems I don't know. Well, it just seems like it would take a lot.
Yeah, and I know for Hayden, I waited a while. I was just like, oh my god! And finally,
well, and the rumor with Mark was that he didn't stop signing because he like stopped like wanting to interact with fans. I think the rumor was he felt that the handlers were assholes.
Yeah, with Jason, you mean?
Like the one signature I have where I got it in person was Tom Hiddleston, like Loki, and I could totally attest that like he was fine. The people in line were fine and like cordial and stuff like that. It was the handlers who acted like you were the scum of the earth for being there. And I'm like, is this like one of those like insult restaurants where like you pay for them to be rude to you? Because like I don't remember checking that box when I checked out.
You gotta think they're the ones that deal with all the shit and all the like collectors can be assholes and so can fans. And there are people out there that probably give them all kinds of shit for whatever reason. And so, and they're dealing with that. Mark's not dealing with that, and they shouldn't be, but they've got to be dealing with all kinds of shit. So it's, but they don't have to be mean. They don't have to be mean.
I was at MegaCon and there was like posts about people saying the same thing, that like between the volunteers and the paid employees,
It's the
like
volunteers,
they were just like over everyone's
really
nonsense, like things, of course, like it was delayed and it's like, yeah, we don't want to be here either, and like all this other stuff, but it made me feel very gross about the whole situation. So I think like if it's, I don't mind if I buy something that's already signed or like get it through a private signing and I'm not physically there, because of that whole experience. It kind of turned me off to it.
Yeah.
The thing too is for me is that like I remember I was getting Ahmed Best's autograph, right?
Yeah.
And the thing too is that like when I got to meet him, his handler, mind you, there was no line. He was
How
just
much did he charge for
it was
that?
like $50.
Yeah.
So there was a guy, handler next to him, and you could tell he was a volunteer. I went up and I was like, hey, Ahmed, big fan, thank you for creating this character jar. Like I'm talking and this guy's like, what do you want? Would you like to hurry it up? And I'm like looking around and there's literally no one behind me. And I'm like, dude, I said something to him. I'm like, dude, I'm taking my time because I'm meeting my childhood hero.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Ahmed was like,
well, and he's cool,
smiling.
Right?
Yeah, Ahmed was like smiling
cool.
and just like,
yeah.
And he could tell like he wanted to say something, but he was just trying to be professional about the whole thing.
Right.
But yes, those handlers could be dicks. And honestly, though, like if I'm paying like $500 or $700 for Mark Hamill's like autograph, you better not be a dick to me.
Well, and that's the thing. If I were, I mean, you can say if I were this person, I would do something different. But I feel like if I was Mark Hamill and I knew that fans were coming, I'd be like, guys, don't make me look like a piece of shit. Right? Like what you do, echoes an attorney. No, what you do like actually matters to me because it makes me look like an asshole. Right? And I don't want that. So be kind to people, get them through. I want to talk to fans like that. You would think they would do shit like that. But I also think that there's stuff that's out of their control, right? They don't deal with everybody.
I know that, they want to hurry it up and things like that just because, there's a huge, ginormous line, but
and to be fair, cons are crazy, right? Like, I mean, I was, Cece knows this. We were at the San Diego Comic-Con. And I was trying to get some stupid ass freaking teddy bear bullshit for my kids at the end of the day. And I had to try to stand in this line and they were pushing us out of the line. They were trying to get us like, and eventually I was just like, screw this. Like these guys are crazy. Like the people that actually worked at San Diego Comic-Con were absolutely nuts. Like they were just way too pushy, way too like, and I was just like, I don't like,
they don't know how to,
the kids are going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
The
thing too is, but just really quick, I just want to say like, James Earl Jones, I just, he did such an amazing job playing Darth Vader, and the movie Star Wars wouldn't be Star Wars without him. He's one of many pieces that made Star Wars amazing and great, and
absolutely
a great IP as now. But going back to conventions, people are crazy, man. I've worked booths, obviously I work for Queen Studios booth. And honestly, it's just like the amount of people just stampeding through just to get that exclusive item is just nuts. And I mean, it's cool, like there is like a demand for some of these products, but still cons are crazy, man. And I know, dude. I'm telling you, man, like I'm going to New York Comic Con, and hopefully I could get to meet some viewers and fans and collectors out there. I'm gonna douse myself with like Purell after the convention, because
PJ, I forgot. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Cece, I don't know if you felt this at all, but it was a weird feeling to me when I was outside. I felt fine, and literally like 10 minutes into walking in the convention, I started to feel like absolute shit. Every single time I walked into the convention, onto the convention floor, I'd walk around, and 10 minutes later, I'd start to feel run down and like really shitty. Until the end of the day when you left, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I feel better when I left. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's fresh air. I will say, like Jason Edmondson is an artist, and he even said something when I went to get prints from his booth that the AC was not working correctly
Yeah.
or something. Like it was super hot and uncomfortable, which I didn't think that we had that issue last year either. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, I think COVID kind of ruined me where large crowds like that, I just feel more anxious than usual.
Sure.
Like I got used to having 6 feet, like a bubble, personal bubble.
Well, rightly so. I mean, CC, some of the people that we know got COVID there. like afterwards we're like, oh, I tested, I got COVID. You know what I mean? Like it happened.
Both years.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So it didn't go away.
Yeah, and the thing too is that like I remember when I was doing the Queen Studios booth, and I was I think after the whole convention, and by the way, breakdown day on Sunday. Oh my God. Imagine like
I can't imagine.
It's like you're out of energy. Everything's like sucked at, like the life.
When you're still open on Sunday, it's still open to a certain point on Sunday, so you have to break down after that, right?
Yeah, you gotta wait.
Yeah. So you got to work pretty much a whole day, and then like 5 o'clock hits, everyone leaves the con. You have to wait till everyone leaves the con, and then you start breaking down your freaking booth.
Yeah,
and then waiting there so that like the trucks can take your stuff away. Then you could leave.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it.
I know.
I got like I think I didn't test myself, but I definitely got con crud or COVID or something.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, the next morning.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. And that's why like I really do enjoy it. I love going to conventions because you get to see friends and you get to hang out and you get to see some interesting things. There's always, no matter what, I always tell myself I'm not going to buy things, but I always end up buying things because it's like fun and there's like exclusive things that you want to pick up and like posters and all kinds. It's just there's so much to see.
I literally had to stand in line because my son is a big anime guy, and Foot Locker was doing this collab with Crocs and what do you call this? They were selling this Demon Slayer Crocs.
Oh my gosh.
In the thing, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm here early. There's a way by the way, I do know a way to sneak into New York Comic Con. Hopefully they're not watching. I'm no one paying famous. They're not watching. So there is a way.
Okay.
I found that way. So I was like maybe one of the first people in line. Maybe like 30, 40 people in front. Dude, I still literally waited an hour. I was like, what the F is this? I can't imagine the guy in the back of the line. He's probably there all day just trying to get these things.
I know. But that's what makes it kind of fun because there's like things that you want to jump on and get. I mean, the thing that I wanted to get that I was like hounding people about before we went, they still had them afterwards.
Yeah.
And like online you could get it.
Know.
I think it's still available now. And so like I was like all about getting it and I didn't have to go crazy, but it was still fun. It was still like something I was looking forward to, right? So yeah, I had a
But why do we do this to ourselves?
Because we're
addicted.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a real huge problem.
My favorite like con line experience was last year when I went to Thought Bubble, which is a comic art convention in the UK, and it was with Rob and Andrea from RS.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them like I'm not like it's a 2-day convention, Saturday and Sunday. I'm like I'm not waiting. I knew people who were waiting in line at midnight. And I'm like, I'm not for specific posters. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. Like, you know, I don't want anything that's going to sell out super fast. Like Matt Ferguson's going to have his Guardians of the Galaxy 3 poster, but like there's people who are waiting at midnight are getting that. Like there's no way. So we got in line, I think like almost an hour after the convention started. And the line was still like wrapped around the building. Like I think someone measured it. It was like a quarter of a mile around the building. Yeah. It went pretty fast, but it was literally people just checking. They're checking, it was the UK, it's safe. They're checking bags and checking your wristbands. And so when we get in, Rob looks at me and he's like, right, you go do what you need to do. We'll find you later. And he said, like, he saw smoke come off my shoes. Like, I just, like, beelined.
Oh, sure.
For, like, the art print people, like, for the Vice Press booth where Matt Ferguson was. And I remember I was in line, and it was the only booth that really had, like, a queue set up, like, on the floor. And I remember there was like a few people in front of me and I hear one of the like volunteers turn to the co-owner of Vice Press and say, we have 10 Guardians posters left. And I looked and I counted the people in front of me and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like there's less than there's less than 10 people in front of me, unless like people get multiples or whatever. Because some had like you could tell they're a couple families or whatever. And so I'm like counting, and then finally there's like a group of 3 people in front of me, and they take the Guardians poster off the wall, like the display one, and I was like, that's the last one, like that's why they're doing it. And so, and it had damage to it, I guess, because the guy who bought it, Matt Ferguson, tried giving him like cash, like a little bit of cash, I think, to compensate for the damage, and he was like, don't worry about it, which was nice. And so then I get to the line, and Matt's like, you want the Guardians poster? And I was like, I know you just sold the last one. He was like, no, you do. I have one left. Do you want it? And I was like, what?
Wow.
What? And yeah, so that was, and then I remember just holding the tube like this. And Rob was like, he ran into me like 10 minutes later and was like, you got the thing? And I'm like, I got the thing.
Yep. It's like the one thing you wanted.
And I was like, I also have too much shit to hold. So like, can we go across the street to the hotel?
What a great, yeah.
Yeah, it was so
good. I was gonna say, that's like a great feeling.
My freaking, like, the longest line I think I've ever stood in is freaking the Tokidoki line for my damn kids. Like,
yeah, that line's crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I've
bullshit.
Yeah, I've stand in line for my kids and my wife. There is a picture floating around my Google Photos of me and maybe some Hello Kitty stuff that I won't share. If I ever get, like Sean and I ever get to maybe, I don't know, 1,000 subs, maybe I'll share it.
Yeah,
maybe, but hopefully, I believe we don't, and I don't have to share that photo.
Yeah, look,
it was Hello Kitty thing that Matt was like practically elbowing people for. It's
that's the Tokidoki is what they're known for, and Hello Kitty's coming. Not that I know, by the way.
No, dude, they're bringing back all kinds of shit, dude.
Tony, I don't think he's on, but I think he might have maybe bounced, like Hello Kitty's making a comeback for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
DJ, Jason, and I got what did CC? What did we get for the thing we got for our kids? It's not Light Bright. It's Rainbow Bright.
Rainbow
Bright. Yeah, they're bringing Rainbow Bright like vintage shit back. Like, and it's Loyal Subjects that's doing it. Is bringing that shit back. And so we got that.
I'm sure there's like there's a market for it. There's there's some like girls that are probably adults now that probably 100%. want to pick that up for nostalgia reasons.
100%.
Just real quick, I'm gonna just address the chat real quick. Say hi to everyone. We got Jeff's, aka Star Wars Addict 77. We got Snoke Dogg in the house. Snokey
Look
Snoke.
at that picture, dude. Holy shit. That is Snoop Dogg as Snoke. That's crazy.
I love that name.
Great pick.
We got Star Wars 00. What's up, Star Wars nerd? Who else is here? We got Flex. What's up, Flex? In the house. Nerdified. What's up, Nerdified? Thank you for tuning in. Who else? We got Tony in the house. We said what's up to Tony earlier. Who else is here? Ninja Squirrel 30. What's up, Ninja? Millennium Workshop. What's up, Rex? Thank you for tuning in. Who else is here? Tim O'Brien. What's up, Tim? Who else? Pat's friends in the house. What's up, Pat? Oh, Tony, you're here. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. Nothing. No. Please don't hashtag that, please.
It's okay.
Yes. Hey, there's my buddy. There's Sean. Miss you, man.
What's up, Sean?
We got Telparian. Did I say your name right? Telparian. But yeah, cons. I love cons, but I'm getting older and I can't do them like I used to.
I know it's tough. Yeah,
dude. Can I tell you guys a really quick story? Is I went to San Diego Comic-Con, 2014, and that's when the addiction started. Because when I went there, I was lucky. My first time trying, and I got the 4-day or 5-day pass with the the preview night.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
It's too much.
It was too well. I went there. I was excited. There's so many nerds, so many fans, so many pop culture stuff. I'm like, whoa, this is freaking awesome. And then like I went the first preview night. I started walking around. I didn't know. Well, people were going crazy because the veterans knew on preview night. That's when you try to get the exclusives that are hard to get because there's not a lot of people there. Only a few, I guess, fans and collectors are able to get the preview night pass. So I'm like, they're going bum rushing to get the exclusive stuff. I'm walking around and I come across Sideshow collectibles, and I'm like,
so good.
what the F is this? Sold. That's when the addiction started. But really quick, I didn't know what Hall H was. So I started asking about Hall H, and they're like, oh, Saturday's the day. You got to like camp out and do all these things and whatever. And I'm like, camp out?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like just to stand in line? They were like, yeah. But they're like, it's worth it. Trust us. So
it's not worth it.
No, I thought it was worth it at the time. I slept overnight on the freaking streets.
Yeah, like a crazy person, like a homeless
like a homeless person, to stand in line. I mean, like to be in line to get into Hall H. I went to Hall H. Cool. First of all, the whole hall reeked because
like ass, because everyone did the same thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was literally going to the bathroom and taking like a
Freaking
really
disgusting.
quick shower. So anyway, sat through the whole thing. Cool. Awesome experience, I think.
Imagine what the seats smell like in there. Freaking disgusting.
Like but the thing too is that like when I finally think about it now, I'm like, why did I do that? And why did I spend like a whole day and night just...
It's a good story though, PJ.
It's a good story to tell.
It's a fun story.
When you think about it, what did I do? Watch a bunch of trailers and watch people talk about it, and guess what?
They're on YouTube eventually.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy.
They were on YouTube.
I don't get it. I don't get why people are crazy about it, and they still are. And that's the thing. Like, dude, that's crazy. And then people with PJ. I mean, you know this. What people don't appreciate, I think, anymore. And CC, I don't know if you haven't been to too many Comic Cons, right? To the San Diego Comic Cons.
San Diego I've only done twice, but I used to.
But you've never seen Sideshow booth at San Diego Comic Con, correct? So people don't realize how massive the Sideshow booth at San Diego Comic Con used to be, and how much of a difference it makes when you were there at that time. Because I still can't understand why they don't think it's valuable to them to go and do this, because everybody would just be around the freaking Sideshow booth, looking at all the amazing statues, all the amazing everything from all kinds of makers. I don't get why they don't have it anymore. It just blows my mind, but it was the best booth, hands down, the best booth. And it
is the best booth, and it gets a lot of traffic. And not only that, but like it like literally draws in a lot of collectors, right? Because people are like, that's how they got me. I walked by, I was like, what is this? And then the one thing that got me even more was like, wow, how much is it? It was like the Boba Fett premium format, right? The Empire Strikes Back. I was like, oh, how much is it? $420. I'm like, $420, that's a lot of money. But then you know what the rep said to me? But there's payment plans.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what? They were like, for as low as $50 a month for 6 months.
Yeah,
I can't do the math. Whatever a month. You could have this thing. I'm like, $50? That's it?
I'm telling you, dude.
0% interest. It's yours.
Yep.
It's a layaway program. Sold. Done.
I know. And that's why, like, I still to this day, I don't understand why they don't do it anymore, because of things like that, where you walk by something, you look at it and you go, because even Jason did this at this con, where he, Deadpool was everywhere, by the way, all freaking plastered everywhere. And so, but Jay went up to this, we saw the Iron Studios,
the Iron Studio,
Deadpool and Wolverine. And he saw it and he was like, I got to get this, because, he's building a new house. It's taking forever, but he's building a new house, and he's got a little like a theater thing that he's building, and he wants to put like other stuff in there, not just Star Wars stuff. He wants other things. And so he's kind of getting other, statues to work with that. And so like, that's one of those things I think he's probably, I'm pretty sure he ordered it. Didn't he that night, Cece?
He did. Yeah.
From seeing it.
The deposit was like $50.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just from seeing it, he ordered it, and that's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, and I wish Sideshow would bring that back. I wish a lot of convention, but I get it. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of work just to,
Yeah.
People think like,
PJ, don't you think other makers though help them put on that, like pay that for that booth price?
Prime One. I'm not sure.
Right? Like
Sure.
XM,
They
like all
have
these.
to.
You'd think all these makers that like that Sideshow puts out their stuff that they would have them go like, hey, pitch
I
in
know
on
Hot
this booth.
Toys had like.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't get why it's not working. I know that the online thing probably reaches more people and that it makes sense for them. And I know COVID changed that.
No,
So
see the thing too, what they don't understand is that the collectors that do these videos and post it up online, when collectively they all when you think about it, when you put all those numbers together, probably do more views than their single channel that does the thing.
And when you see it in person, it changes how you think about the product.
Oh,
it really
yeah,
does.
absolutely.
It really does.
Absolutely.
So,
I don't understand. And you know what? Who's doing a great job? I think you guys, which we're gonna have them on the show soon, is PCS.
Yeah.
Great. So I know I was watching your video on it when you guys the post like San Diego Comic-Con, and you guys were raving about the Darth Maul and some of the other products there as well.
Well, and PJ, that's a perfect example of not knowing what something looks like until you see it, right? Like that base. Looking at pictures, I couldn't really comprehend what the hell that was, and I kind of didn't like it. But once I saw it in person, I was like, that's actually not bad. Like I do like it. And we got to see extra things, like you see that, and then you get to see like the gladiator statue and some other things.
Oh yeah,
and and it was that booth, and then what was the other booth, CC, that we liked? The what was it? EIC?
EFX?
No. Oh no. EEC? Is it the
Elite Creature Collectibles? Yeah,
that's ECC.
Yeah, ECC.
Yeah, where they have the Hellboy, and they've got the freaking Abe Sapien. All that stuff looks so good, dude.
And you know what? That's one thing I love about George. That company. Right. Because when I did Queen Studios booth, the booth was inside ECC, right? And got a chance to talk to them, and I was like, hey, aren't you afraid, like not putting a barrier or statues in glass? No, I really want people to be up close and personal with these statues. Like, yes, like that's how you should experience it. And I was just like, because they had that T-Rex statue.
Crazy.
No, not the big one, not the life-size one, but the smaller version of that.
And I almost lost it. Yeah. Someone was like,
yeah.
And I was like,
dude, the T-Rex head was nuts. It was freaking crazy.
But that company, they want you to experience. That's a great way too, because sometimes like even with Sideshow, they put them in glass stuff, and like kind of like you can't really see through some of the plexiglass and stuff. But no, it's we need to bring that back. Hopefully they realize that, hey, you know what? Maybe the online thing is not working and not reaching a lot of people. Maybe we could just bring that.
It's such a bummer, man.
Well, I'm sorry. You're gonna say something, CC?
No, just confirming that like you don't really know how great these pieces are until you see them in person. So that's not something they're able to replicate online, and it doesn't make sense that they can't afford to even partner with someone else like PCS, like ECC, just if it's a concern about booth space.
Yeah. Well, speaking of PCS and New York Comic-Con, or just Comic-Con in general, they will be at New York Comic-Con, PCS, and I cannot wait. I'm hoping, I mean, obviously, well, even then, I still want to see all their products. I know in terms of the non-Star Wars stuff, they have like Underworld, Halloween life-size pumpkin. What the Turtles in Ooze, that life-size Marvel, Optimus Prime. What
are they the ones? What? Are they the ones?
Crow? Oh,
CC, are they the ones doing that big ass like the turtles thing with the big?
Yep, that's them.
Yeah, so they did that, and I think that sold out. But what they're talking about here is interesting. The Ooze one is interesting. So they've posted renders, I want to say, and it's the actual like pipe that's broken and like oozing like a green liquid.
With the
and it has
turtles?
actual turtles, like the turtles before they transform.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, so it has like realistic looking turtles. It's cool. It's a really nice concept.
They were asking, did you guys see the Adult
No,
Swim?
there's so much. There's so much around the
Okay.
convention. It's so hard. It's honestly hard to like figure
Yeah.
out what to do and what not to do. Like we even walked. This is crazy. Cece and I and Jason walked out of the convention to go get an Uber like further away, and we walked into this random like eBay store, right?
Oh
and
yeah.
eBay had a store where they literally were selling like I don't even know what it was. It was like
it was a lot of CGCs, like signed CGCs, like graded ones, obviously. And then they had some raw comics. We ended up buying a Turtles one.
But it was like you would actually buy stuff on eBay and then pick it up there. Like you would actually like go on your eBay app or whatever, buy the thing and pick it up in the store. It was weird. It's super weird. But like it was awesome. I mean, we got to do like there's so many amazing things that happen around the convention that you just don't have time for. Like we went to the Super 7 store. That was one thing we did that was really fun. There's just so much. It's crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so with the Star Wars stuff that they're bringing to that they're making, is the Darth Vader fine art bust, right?
Yeah.
Which they haven't announced. But look at this Emperor on a fucking throne. Oh my god.
Dude, one third, bro.
Oh my god. Sold.
That's so big.
Sold. I am sold.
It's just this stuff's too big, man. I can't.
Cece, what am I doing? Can you just like, if you ever see me in person, just slap me and just say, PJ, what are you doing? And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. And then slap me again.
PJ?
No, I don't know.
There's no way, dude.
There's no way. I'm just gonna get it. And you know what? I'll figure it out.
Per usual.
I
think PCS is interesting because they're doing two different scales. Like they're doing 1/3, but they're also doing the life size bus.
Right. Well, that's probably all they have.
Yeah, license for it.
Yeah, right? But I think it kind of like it not concerns me, but like I wonder how popular they are because I think 1/3 is a really popular scale for like a lot of the comic book pieces, like Batman statues and stuff like that. When it comes to Star Wars, they're like the only game in town really doing 1/3. So I don't know. Like PJ, do you collect a lot of 1/4? Will this clash?
Probably, but I'll figure it out. Dude, I have a
upgrade everything else to 1/3.
It's one of those where you go, I need to. Well, I have to see it first, right? But I just have. You know what? They've been killing it, and I said that they were the statue company of the year last year, just because they're putting out products that we want to see.
Yeah, they're doing a great job,
right? Like. They're not doing another thing over and over again. They're doing things that we've always wanted, like the TMT stuff. Like, come on.
No, it's killer. Yeah,
it's freaking killer. And Transformers, other stuff like movie. I mean, I'll pull up their website. They're doing so. I mean, look at the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
the Ghostbusters stuff is phenomenal.
And look, I'm sure they would love to make quarter scale stuff if they could. They can't. Like it is what it is.
But the thing too is that like this is a company that said, "Oh, other companies are not trying to do these things. Let's do it ourselves if we get a certain license, right?" And they are. They obviously the only license they could get in terms of Star Wars probably is the 1/3 scale. I don't know what the life size bust because I thought it's probably worded differently. Maybe it's like a fine art like life size bust. I'm not sure.
How it's more like life size dioramas as opposed to like life size statues. Because
so it's probably like totally different, right? But look at this. Like, all right, let's just take Star Wars. So, well, obviously the Star Wars stuff we know is the Darth Maul. They're doing Gladiator Maximus, which who would have thought
it looks good too. Looks really good.
Right. Let's see.
It comes with a bag of sand you pour onto the base too, by the way.
What's up?
It comes with a bag of sand you pour
on. It comes with a bag of sand?
Yeah, it's like actual sand that you put on it.
It looks really nice.
So when you actually get the sand, are you going to reenact that scene in Gladiator? Remember when he grabs the sand and he starts putting
you
his...
could.
I'm going to do that.
The only thing I would say is that some of their texture, like
Ricky.
the texture stuff on their skin and stuff wasn't as good as I thought it could be. But it, whatever. Like you're gonna notice that from any distance. Like it looked great.
Like who would have thought of something like that? Like a statue coming with a bag of sand.
Yeah, because when I also touched the base and it had all this sand on it. I was like, what the hell's going on here? It was crazy.
Dude, what are they doing? They're just that's what I'm saying. They're killing it. They're doing something different. Like,
and this aren't they known more for their Street Fighter stuff? Isn't that like something they've been known for a long time?
Yeah. Street Fighter, they did like Mortal Kombat, but they had a changing of the guard. Right. I would say just recently, but like I would say 2 or 3 years ago, and honestly, they're just killing it. Like even with the Ghostbusters stuff, like I told you, right? Like come on,
yeah, we saw those last year.
It's pretty freaking awesome, and it comes with Slimer and Peter Venkman. Like,
are those what scale are those?
Quarter.
Okay.
Right, so they're they're freaking amazing.
Like, they're cool.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to check them out in Euro Comic-Con and see these statues.
And someone was mentioning, I think it was Nerdified asking if we're gonna get tickets next week for San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah. And I would highly suggest if anybody can, obviously, there are groups out there that do the help the buying process be much easier. So if you can find one, if you can find a group that's out there, it's way better to get into a San Diego Comic-Con group to buy tickets, because then if like you don't get in, somebody else can get in and buy a ticket for you, and you can still, you know what I mean? It's like everybody kind of banding together to get tickets for everybody. Mm-hmm. When you go in to buy that thing, you don't have to buy one. You can buy up to like what, 4 different sets of tickets or whatever. So, I would recommend that. It helps.
Yeah, no, but they're just like literally killing it with Star Wars products, and I just can't wait to see what else they have in store for the rest of us collectors here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about some of like the collectible stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think not much recently, but we got some Hot Toys.
Always, they're just.
So they got Obi-Wan
fire hose. Yeah.
So Matt and I know you guys don't collect Hot Toys anymore, and trust me, I'm 90% out.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like,
no, it's fine, dude. They're great collectibles. Like they're really, really good. I mean, Hot Toys always kills it.
Yeah, but I don't know. They said they made some improvement with this portrait, which they did.
He looks older.
Yeah, but
it's the lip. There's no lip.
Yeah, I feel like if they had like made the sculpt of the beard looks different.
It does look better than the other one though. But yes, there's still no lip. It's just kind of nothing.
Yeah, like if they were doing an animated version, like brought to life Obi-Wan, I think this would be good. But
I do think they did a great job with the aging though. The face looking a little bit older. I mean, I mean, he's like 10 minutes away from a liver spot showing up on his like when you get some of those pictures, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, but it looks really good. Do you know how the stones are like what is that? Is that just like a clear tube or something holding that shit up? Like what?
Yeah, I'm sure. And they probably like photoshopped it out.
Yeah.
So I like the outfit,
Yeah.
I never noticed like his outfit in the show, because he always had this little like hoodie on, right? But here's the thing, and that's the one thing with Hot Toys is that they like to milk
sure
a lot. Yeah. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because we're gonna get the version, that Obi-Wan Kenobi version, the Mythos looking version as a Hot Toy, the one that we saw at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Remember, and we're like, oh, that was inspired from the Mythos Obi-Wan Kenobi figure and statue. We're gonna get that version as a Hot Toy.
Which would be cool. That's
cool. It's just that, man, that's why I have to get out, man, because it's a dangerous game. I cannot play anymore.
It is very dangerous, and listen, I do feel bad for people. Like we kind of razz Nathan Alker in our group for this all the time, because he's in it. He's in the hot toy game, and it's, man, recently they're just coming out with all kinds of shit, and that's a lot of money. It's a lot of like pre-orders and time you have to, like, it's just a lot, dude.
Yeah. So well, I was gonna say too is that Regal Robot, I think they released the Gamorrean Guard recently.
Yep.
Did you pick one up?
I did not. CC, you don't collect. Did you collect that? Did you get that one?
I did.
I think CC got it.
Which other ones do you have, CC?
So I actually only I had the Tauntaun like bust, like the head sculpts. I sold those. So I just have the big Tauntaun, which is my absolute favorite. I don't think they can find it.
Yeah.
As for my taste and everything, but I got the legacy version of this because I liked just aesthetically how the maquette looked. It's also kind of subtle, and I'm like criminally low on anything Return of the Jedi in my collection, if I'm quite honest. So I tried going overkill with like Bausch for that reason.
This is one of the better maquettes that I've seen from
looking
them.
one.
I people know I'm not a huge fan of the maquette line, only because they look like melted pieces of plastic to me, or like some sort of like Play-Doh, because that's how they looked. Like that's how they, like, Regal Robot does an amazing job of making these things because it's exactly how they made them. Like that's exactly what it looks like in the archive. It's fantastic. It's just, it doesn't feel right in my collection. Like every time I put something like that in my collection, it just doesn't fit for some reason. I don't like the look of it. So I tend to not get them, but I feel like this one looks better than some of the other ones I've seen recently. But that said, they all look like they're supposed to look. Like all together, I've seen people that have them all together and they look great in certain people's collections. I think they look great. So it's just not my thing.
Yeah. I mean, like for me, it's like the sketch did it for me. Like I wasn't going to pick it up. I mean, it looks great. I like the Gamorrean Guard. I've always loved the Gamorrean Guard. But then when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm on it like white on rice.
Yeah. Dude, it's honestly, it's the smartest grifting thing I've seen a freaking, a collectible like company do, is that freaking picture thing, because it's like, they know what they're doing. They can make you pay more money for a small little like picture thing that someone draws up. Some of the pictures look good. Some of them look horrible. Like it just depends on what you get sometimes. But like it's a smart thing they did. Yeah, honestly, like Tom was like, it was a brilliant move for him to do that, because he can add a whole nother category of collectible, price to this thing.
It certainly makes them more unique, given like whether the quality is there or not, which these ones, it looks like this is like the most worthwhile sketch to get, honestly, because they're just like mini watercolor paintings.
Yeah.
It makes it even more unique than just having like something that's numbered, if that makes sense. Because I also don't care about signature plaques. Like I don't display mine at all. I don't know why.
You're getting it more for the print than the
I'm doing it for like the art, not the signature. And as far as like the ones I have that don't have art with them, I just don't like the idea of signature plaques that like explain what it is, because these are in my house. I know what they are.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, and also like I've also tried backtracking and getting original art from a lot of those concept artists, and it's tough. You're talking like auctions, or you have to know someone.
No, sure.
So it's, like harder and harder to do.
You know what's tough about these, PJ, and we talked to collectors like Tony and Parminder from the Hyperdrive, and they basically collect the whole line, right? And so the hard part about this is that now that they've introduced this whole like, this bigger version with the frame and the picture and all that stuff, is like at some point, what do you do with all this shit, right? Like if you're putting this in your collection, think about how many of these things he's going to eventually sell. Not just the Gamorrean. I'm talking about the line in general. They have so many that they can make, right? That they're going to come out with over the, who knows, years, I guess. Eventually, if you collected all these, like, how the hell are you going to display all this shit? Especially if you get the legacy versions with the freaking pictures.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot to display.
Well, the thing too is that there's this guy, Steven Uceta. He's, oh God. I mean, I wish I had a picture.
I've seen the pictures you've just
you see how he displayed it though?
Yes, it's great.
It's nice.
It's great.
He's a big Regal Robot collector.
No, it looks fantastic. Again, all I will say is that it looks really good on its own and very simplified like that. But eventually you don't have the room for that shit. So like you're either gonna have to swap things out, or you've got to have a massive space to be able to make that work. That's not a bad thing. That's, I mean, talk about like a really cool line that you can collect and that makes your collection look like the archives. I mean, essentially, that's exactly what Regal Robot is doing.
Yeah, and the thing too is that, like, you know, the more I'm, you know, doing a lot of like Star Wars collecting, obviously, there's so many ways to like collect, right? Because I'm like collecting these, and I'm collecting statues. I'm collecting 1/3, and you're like, PJ, how? I don't know. Just I'm just gonna be that guy that is the hoarder that has like newspapers all around and cat droppings and, you know, like,
and PJ, it's people like you that you're gonna give Phil Tippett carpal tunnel syndrome. Like that poor bastard.
Congrats.
Like Star Wars Addict is saying, you know, how many Phil Tippett signatures can you have? Like that poor bastard has to
actually have
so
like
many
2
epic
now.
plaques. Everybody has one. It's like not special anymore. Everyone has a Phil Tippett signature. So like that's all I'm saying is that it's just at some point, like, how are you going to display all this shit? I don't know. It's like crazy.
I think you just kind of have to switch things up and start maybe doing other
switching things out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, maybe like, I don't know, someone else that worked on certain, I don't know, like, you know, doesn't have to be Phil Tippett. Maybe it was someone else that helped Phil. I don't know.
Well, honestly, and the only reason I say is
George Lucas signs it
is because it comes. It's not only it's the plaque that's individual. It's the plaque. It's the collectible, and then it's the elite, the legacy, you know, thing. So like you got 3 things that make up this one thing for every single one of them. Now, like that's a lot to display. That's all I'm saying. There's just a lot going on.
A lot of plaques, basically.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot going on because I have a lot of plaques with the stuff that I have, and sometimes I look at my collection. I'm just like, man, there's too many damn like little silver plaques. Like it's just annoying, you know. And you cannot display those things, but that's kind of part of the.
But here's the thing too.
About
I'm like, maybe in the future, they could do just the sketches by itself, and then maybe like you know, meaning like you'll, instead of having like the signature edition, just have the legacy edition. And then be able to take that sketch out, maybe, like, you know, or maybe put it in plastic and then have
it's
like oh yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say like create like a big huge frame and then just have all the sketches in one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
No, and listen, guys, this isn't a problem that I don't think anyone gives a shit. Like I think the people that collect these things could care less almost. Because they're getting what they want and they're putting it on their shelves. Like it's not a problem. It's just something that I've seen as someone that doesn't collect this stuff from the side that I'm just like, at what point is this going to be a problem for these people? Like it seems like it's like it's like more and more of these things are coming. Like how do you display
but the thing
them
too is that, like, you know, and like I said, like I know I always defer and always suggest collectors and, you know, viewers and whatever to watch that show on Netflix, that you know, Golden Touch, because it's just not only us but everyone in the collectible world. The number one issue, and you're talking about people who are freaking rich, they're like the 2%ers, right? The thing that they come across with is space. And there's this guy who collects like game worn NBA jerseys, and then he's like, hey man, I gotta get rich. I gotta sell these to get more jerseys.
Crazy.
And you're thinking like, whoa, this guy is like, why would he keep it? He's got the money. He's probably got the space for it, but he probably ran out of space.
Well, that and like people that collect watches, you know, they're like there's people that collect even small things that they just run out of space. They run out of places to put the damn things. It's totally.
And the thing too is just like, I don't know. It's just just being part of like the collecting journey. And I laugh at it too, because it's like I'm doing the same thing too. You're like, PJ, what are you gonna do with the 1/3 scale? I don't know, Matt. I'll just figure it out.
100%.
If I have to put it like in like my my wife's like, walk-in closet, and she probably divorced me like the day after,
Totally.
I'll do it.
Well, and that, like I've said before, we just talked about
Mhm.
this before we came on, is that like you should be doing what you want to do with your room, right?
On the floor. Yeah. That's the
Right, like
next
PJ,
step.
like nobody, like I said before, no one gives a shit what your collection looks like. No one cares, but you do.
Yeah.
No one cares. And so, I mean, you
Yeah.
might post something on Facebook and get a rub and tug from all these people that are excited about what your room looks like, but no one
Mhm.
really cares what your collection looks like, but you. And so, like, you should be
Oh, here.
excited
Oh,
about what you're putting in your room.
actually, look, this guy has it displayed nicely. So
Yeah,
that's a
Yeah.
cool concept. It's like glass.
yeah, that's cool.
I
Yeah.
feel like with these, there's like two ways to display them that looks decent. Either like this, where they're all together, or like Tony from Hyperdrive, where they are really like condensed. So it
I
kind
like
of
that.
gives
That's a nice.
that
Yeah.
group photo where they're all together, or space them out like that Steven Useda or
You
whatever.
said,
Yeah, yeah.
I like this because
It can
it's like,
it can be
yeah.
done right. It can be done right for sure. But again, it would be cool if, and I don't know if this would ever happen. It would be cool if Regal Robot offered like a condensed version of signatures. You could be like, oh, I have all of these things. I'm going to condense these signatures into one like bigger plaque that you can put in here. You know what I mean? That would be kind of cool. But no, I honestly don't think it's a problem really most people care about. I've just been seeing this and being like, man, at what point, all these they're going to come out with so many more of these things because they have so many more scanned and they're doing more. Like, it's a lot of things, but really cool for people that love it, that collect that stuff. It's cool.
By the way, shout out to Steven. I'm looking at some of his photos too. Like, look at this, man. What a really cool shot of his Chewbacca.
Yeah, Chewbacca's great, dude. That
You
Regal Robot.
still have yours, right?
No, I don't.
What?
Because PJ was too big for my room.
What?
Dude,
did you sell
time,
this? Who'd you sell it to?
I can't remember who I sold it to. But
did you go to them and give it to them, or did you have?
No, I think I shipped it. Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh,
it
shoot!
was actually super easy to ship. It's not heavy, and it's it just, you put a bag around the whole thing, around the head, to keep the hair from going all over the place. It's honestly, it's one of the best collectible things I've ever purchased in my entire life. It is absolutely stunning when you see it in person. Like, pictures don't do it justice. It's incredible. But when you walk into your room, it's literally the only thing people can see. Like it was so, and my room's not big. I mean, CC, my room's tiny that I collect in. So like having a giant Chewbacca in here was ridiculous. It was freaking ridiculous. And so like, I just couldn't do it. At some point I was like, it's like the only thing I can see in my room.
Oh, you just sold it just to create more space.
Yeah, I loved it. I just didn't. It was just too big. It's too, even some of the RS, like bigger RS things that I had, the bus, they were too big. They were too big in my space.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I just felt like, and that's a good thing to say. Like you do have to collect within your, not only within your means, but the space you have. Like, don't make it so that your space is like unlivable. It's not worth it. Like, you need to be comfortable in your space.
Absolutely. And you gotta be comfortable with the things that you have in your, right? Like, you gotta like this stuff that you,
and some people have a shit ton of space, and good for you. Like, go screw yourself. Like, you've got a ton of space. That's great. You can put all kinds of things anywhere you want. That's awesome. I can't do that. I have to be careful about what I bring in here now. And I had to learn the hard way by bringing in giant things that looked ridiculous, and then having to get rid of those things. So
I have a life-size Han Solo and Carbonite.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there goes like maybe 4 or 5 statues I can't display.
Exactly. You got to decide.
Huge, but I love it though. Yeah.
You got to decide.
So, yeah, but also I do want to share some art prints that I want to talk about. This, CC, thank you. By the way, shout out to CC. Thank you so much.
Always on top of the prints.
Always on top of the prints. Can you tell us more about this print? And this is from Sideshow, right?
Yeah, so I thought that this was like the first time we had seen it, but it turns out that they did release this allegedly. I say allegedly because it's not on the website now, but someone did point out that this was available as a paper print. They only just released it in a metal version.
So it's more, it released with the statue, didn't it? When the statue released?
Which I thought it was, I thought it was like they're doing the metal one first and then the paper one would come out after the fact, but no, it's the opposite. Like that statue released a year ago? It seems like it was ages ago.
Yeah.
But like this is going to be more expensive because it's printed on metal, but I've only heard great things about the metal art prints. Right. Like Mike Costa has one of the Chris Valentine droids. I think he's got C-3PO. I can't remember. He's got R2 as well, but they look quite like they're very glossy.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of an acrylic print.
Do they come in this frame thing?
I don't know. Okay. That looks like a float frame.
Kind of cool.
I think that's an option with them that you could upgrade. I don't know what it cost unframed.
Okay.
Yeah, I like what Pat's fan said. Collect it for you, not anyone else, because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to live with it.
Yeah, no shit.
So,
I thought for a minute, I thought my wife and other people actually liked what I collect and enjoyed seeing things, and I was wrong. So it's just they just don't care. Nobody cares. So you just got to make sure you enjoy what you're collecting.
Yeah. How much is this print, CC?
I think it's 3-something.
300?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
Which is on par with the metal ones. Like Jeff mentioned, Displate. I don't know what with Displate because like they do license ones, but I don't know if they're all licensed. It's weird because like that's also a metal print option that's a lot cheaper, but I don't think they would have this image obviously because even Sideshow they're licensing with the prints made from their statue designs is actually different. Like they don't go through Acme Archives. I think they're able to do it because they have the statue license, which is interesting, but that's why they don't like cross post from Sideshow to Acme's website. It'll only be on Sideshow's
website. That makes sense. Here's another one that you shared, which is the Matt Ferguson. Another Matt. I feel like one of these things, especially with the Matt Ferguson print, is that like now they release it, then they release many versions of it. I guess this is the artist proof one, right?
Yeah, these were just so with all the runs, like the artist will typically get like an allocation of artist proofs that they could sell later. So that's what this was. He was just selling his, which I thought that he would hold some back for that convention I mentioned in November, but that's what that is, which these lasted for a few hours, I want to say, on his website. So he had, because I think they tended to have like 10% of the run, and these I think they printed like 1,000 of them. So it makes sense that he had a few artist proofs, but it's the same, like visually it's going to look the same as the numbered prints. The only time they would do something different with this is if like it's metal or it's acrylic, or if they do a quad where it's got like more of
God, the quad is too big.
Tatooine. Yeah, I only have one because I plan on framing it and displaying it, but yeah, they're cool. They're cool options if you've got the space.
They're really cool because it does add a lot to the scene. Like the Return of the Jedi one, you have more of the Ewok houses and stuff in the trees and stuff. It's really cool. It's just way too big. I can't. Yeah. It's just way too big because these are already huge. I get these framed through Bottleneck. So I have all these freaking things framed, and dude, putting these things on the wall is a freaking task and a half. Like it takes forever for me to get them up. So
yeah, and the thing too is like I have again
zero space.
Way too many art prints, zero wall space.
Exactly.
But I love them, and I'm gonna keep collecting them.
I know. Do you have a what's it called? CC
portfolio.
Portfolio. Do you have one of those?
Oh I have.
Yeah. So I have to get a portfolio because I'm.
Dude, I'm telling you, Matt and CC, please correct me if I'm wrong. Once Matt gets that portfolio, he's just opening up a can of worms to get more prints.
Oh yeah, well, and this freaking guy, he was the one who was like, CC, you need a portfolio, because for years I only bought art prints that I knew I was going to display, because I was like, if I buy them and stick them on the walls, then I don't need one. I don't need a portfolio. it also means I'm going to spend within my means. Like I'm not meaning space. Like I'm not going to buy more print than I have walls for. And he was like, get a portfolio. And now I've got 3.
I'm just saying it for someone like Cece, it makes complete sense. She's a freaking print addict. Like she should have portfolios. She honestly, at some point, she should have a flat file. Like that's kind of where she's headed. But that said, like someone like me, I've got freaking shit in roll. Like I still have stuff in tubes all over the freaking place, man.
Take him out. Get the portfolio.
I have to, dude. I have to.
You have to. I'm telling you. Then you're gonna be like, now you can enjoy your art prints because you could flip through your portfolio and look at them and say, "Oh, cool. This is what I bought like 5 years ago."
I know.
And then you're like, "Oh, CC's like, hey, there's another print that dropped." And then,
dude, I got some turtle print. I got a turtle print at
nice
SCCC that is so good, dude.
Oh, it was really.
You can't show it to me, right?
I don't think I can, but it's
no. But do you know what I could look it up, or
do you know how to find it?
Maybe we'll send you a link if you want.
Yeah, can you send me a link, CC?
Awesome. I got 2. I got one from Mondo, which is really good, and then I got another one that's freaking fire. From
how's the Mondo line?
Mondo's great. They're coming out with some killer turtle stuff.
No, I'm saying like, is the line like long for the prints or
no? Surprisingly, no.
Yeah, because I feel
was worried.
Situation's interesting, but they're doing really well with the action figures.
The action figures really are killing it because they're making some really cool like X-Men, He-Man,
turtle stuff.
Honestly,
I was worried. That's the booth I was worried about getting into. I wanted to get Scareglow from them, and because I collect master stuff too, and I was worried about that. And once I got there, dude, Jason went up to the front of the line. He's like, "Hey, can we get this thing?" And they're like, yeah, I guess so. Like there was there's nobody, we'd have to stand in line or anything. We just walked right in, got what we wanted. And it was unbelievable, dude.
Matt, let me ask you though, we're talking about space and sorry, probably a little, I went off topic. I'm going off topic a little bit here. But just something came to mind.
Yeah.
How about that Home Depot Stormtrooper Invader?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
Would you get that?
No, never.
Come on.
No,
you can't put it in the front.
Not to mention, not only do I not have space for that, there's no way. I don't even think my wife would even entertain even having that thing in anywhere around. Like we don't have a front
yard. No, in the front yard.
Can you really keep it outside?
No, it's
no. But you live in San Diego.
Like, I know, but it still rains it rains every like once a month. I mean,
yeah, but
like I'm just saying, it's gonna get messed up at some point. Like honestly, we haven't seen rain in 3 months.
Oh, come on!
But that said, like
you're safe.
But that said, it will happen once we get in.
Oh shoot! Look at that!
Look how sick that is. Oh, it's PJ in person. It's so much better because it's actually like foil. Like so, it's got like a bunch of like shiny foil parts to it. It's so sick, dude.
And this is how big it is.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's it's like a.
What's the size?
24 by 36.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Definitely not gonna fit in your portfolio, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to get. Don't they have 24 by 36 portfolios? They do, right?
They do.
Yeah, that's a very
gun. Why did you tell me that now? All right, game over. CC, you could keep posting in my group with those prints. I will be buying them now. I never thought that they made that size.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, son of a gun!
It's a really popular size. That's why they make it.
It's super common, and also I'm debating. I'm probably getting at least 2, if not 3, of these like displays that it's almost like what they use at movie theaters, where you bracket it to the wall in like all 4 corners, and it's kind of like a metal like bracket like device that goes on the wall that you slip like acrylic sheets in, and so the acrylic sheets hold the print. So you could just pop it open, take the sheets out, replace the print, pop it back on the wall. So you don't have to have like all of your prints individually framed like these ones.
Well, I think CC, we talked about it last week. We talk about your channel a little bit later, but hopefully, can you do like maybe add that to, because I'm clueless about like the frames and stuff and like how to display this prints. Can you help me out? Hopefully you could do a segment on that, because honestly, like I buy, like you said, like I didn't know they made a 24 by 36 portfolio. Like now you just open up a can of worms for me.
Yeah, another common size is 18 by 24. And so I actually have I have 2 portfolios that are
So
24 by 36, which is
you
like
know,
this.
you know what you just did, right? You
And then
just
I have
like,
another one for 18 by 24, which is
oh,
that size right there.
forget it, Matt.
Joke.
See, we just figure it out. Collectors just figure it out.
Well,
We
that's the
need
problem.
what
Is
we yeah.
you get a portfolio, you put that thing under your bed, you pull it out when you get a print, you put it back under your bed for what? Like that's the problem with these freaking portfolios. It's like they're awesome and you can collect prints now, but then you never look at the damn prints until
Listen,
you
Matt.
get a new one.
Matt, like we said before, you know, we're doing this for the time, the one time your friend comes over who might be a Star Wars fan or whatever the case is, and you come in, it's like, hey, check out my portfolio. You show it to him, cool, and that's it. And then you put it back for underneath the bed.
And you know what's crazy, PJ? What's crazy is that they don't give a shit. Your friends are going to be like, why am I looking at this? Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Or in those situations like prints, for the most part, unless they're like private commissions and super limited, where like because it's a limited run, each print's gonna be more expensive. There's some prints that it's not uncommon for the second they sell out, that if you want to get them on the aftermarket, like eBay or the buy sell trade groups, it's gonna be twice, if not 3 times what it retailed for. So if this was a $50 print, like if you were to buy it aftermarket, it's going to be maybe $100 to $150.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's other prints that, like, if you're concerned about that, I'm always just like, hey, if I need to buy it and put it in a portfolio because I don't want to spend exuberant amounts, like I have some prints that are worth like a few hundred because they're just not very common. They don't come up very often. I have one that's like, if I want to sell it, it'd be like 12 or 1400.
But see,
like, that's not what I paid for it.
But don't you think, like, it's always something, right? This is a problem that we have because we're addicted and we're freaking idiots. Everybody is. And so, like, there's always something that comes up that you want. Always. It never ends. Like I also collect every now and then. I'll get CGC comics that I like, that I like an art print or whatever. Am I getting this thing to read the comic? No, I could give a shit what's inside the comic. I like the covers and the things that are on, like, I like, that's what I like.
But see, here's the thing too. Which one did you get? The Boba Fett?
It doesn't matter. I get all kinds. It's so stupid, dude. Like, I'm looking at a bunch of them that I'm never going to freaking look at.
Well, again, so here's the thing. And, you know, I might have like a little bit opposite thinking of you because I'm like, hey, Home Depot, no room, get it. But you know what? You know why I'm saying that is because now I was saying the same thing about that, probably those CGC graded books that you bought, right?
Sure.
I was like, oh my gosh, they made them. Oh, they look so cool. Boba Fett. Do I need them? Nah. But guess what, Matt? I regret not getting them.
Yeah, well, now you do. Sure. There's going to be stuff where that happens.
No, but see, the thing too is that now I have to live with this regret factor.
Yeah.
And like now I'm very envious of you because you have it, and I'm like, man, I had a chance to get it.
I hear you, but I can promise you,
I said
you shouldn't have a problem with it.
I said the same thing about that Home Depot Darth Vader.
Yeah. Did they sell out like this? Did they sell out super quick?
They restocking it though.
They restock it and it sells out.
Yeah.
So like the thing too is like I'm trying to get that Vader.
Sure.
Where do I have room for? Hell, fuck. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it in my backyard.
Cool. I'm not saying it's not cool. It is cool. Like, it's freaking crazy.
I'm probably gonna put it out there. It's gonna snow. It's probably gonna ruin it, and then that's it. Game
Honestly,
over.
the thing that I'm really hardcore wanting to get for for Christmas stuff is those little
ornaments.
Those little ornaments from
Dude, you're opening up a can of worms. I'm collecting them.
They're so good.
Dude, I've been collecting, like, if you look at I'll take a picture of my Star Wars tree. It's literally filled with Star Wars. But see, here's the thing too now is that I opened up a can of worms for my wife because now she's like, oh, cool, these ornaments are so cute.
Yeah, right.
So now she's freaking buying like all these other ones, like freaking Harry Potter.
That's whatever. You're going to that store,
and
there's
now
all kinds of stuff to see.
There's freaking Toy Story that she's getting. I'm like, what the F? I told you just to get the Star Wars ornaments.
They're so cool, though. All of them are really cool.
She's like, well, I thought they were cute. Oh, the Jack Skeleton. Oh, this. Oh, that.
Well,
I'm like, oh my God, give me a break.
Didn't know that some of the Star Wars ones are animatronic. Like the lips move, the eyes move on like the Yoda and stuff like that.
Yeah, but shout out to Will. Best believe people are going to do some weird stuff with that Home Depot Vader.
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of stuff you could do. I guess with that.
Yeah, but it's just crazy though. Like, but you know what though? I like again, I'm like you said, it should be about the person that is, collecting this stuff. Like you should be collecting for yourself. You shouldn't be collecting for anyone else. That is absolutely true. Because if you're collecting for everyone else, then they might give you like a nice little like thumbs up in like your Facebook post, but that's it. You gotta live with this stuff.
Yeah, well, and you also have to think about, and this is the tough part at the end of the day is that because it's a essentially a selfish endeavor, like it's something that you are thinking about for yourself. You also have to remember that there's someone else that you like. If you live in a place like Cece, you can put stuff all over your room, all over your house, and it's great because you can do whatever you want. You're no big deal. Like I can't take stuff out of my freaking collection room out of respect for my wife. I'm just not gonna do it. Like I have stuff in our hallway, but no one gives a shit. No one goes down there, to look at stuff. But like other than that, I'm not bringing stuff out in the living room. I can do little things during Christmas or Halloween maybe, but like, most of it's got to stay in here, which I totally can appreciate. And so you got to respect that too. But you just got to work with the space you got.
I've got Star Wars in my bathroom.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Just collecting poop dust all over it and pee smells and
oh, come on.
Implying I'm not hygienic. I have a mouse droid.
Yeah, my God.
And a fan. And
You're
a
making
fan.
it seem like Cece's like some.
No, I get it. I honestly, I would be doing the same thing if I could. I'd have stuff everywhere.
Literally, if I was if I wasn't married and I was, didn't have kids.
It'd be
oh, bro, like it would be like a Star Wars museum.
Yeah,
if
why
you
not?
walked in, and literally, yeah, you just like.
Cece, do you only put collectibles in this room, or do you have collectibles in other rooms? Okay.
Well, like first of all, it's a blessing and a curse because.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
I'm in a small apartment. It is just me, but like, yeah, I've got stuff everywhere basically.
Yeah.
My ex said, "Zombie Hunter, you're making me crack up, man." My ex said, "My Star Wars stuff or her."
Yeah, now she's your ex. There you go.
Oh goodness, hey, listen, it makes us happy, And if it makes us happy, and like I said, all walks of life. I watched that video, it's just amazing what people collect, even with the music stuff.
Dude,
I'm telling you, like I'm watching this video and like to us, we're like, why are you doing that? There's a guy who's collecting all the retro video games that was ever made, like
oh, it's crazy.
And he's got like a nice collection. But can I tell you, some of that stuff is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
No,
for sure. And I like seeing people that collect. Especially now, it used to be more like why are people collecting multiple things? But I kind of like it now because like, look, Cece collects obviously a lot of Star Wars stuff, but she has Batman sitting behind her.
Yeah.
Next to an AT-AT, and it looks fine. It looks totally fine. I like it. I think it looks cool. And like she's collecting what she wants to collect. She likes that. That's cool. Like
to be fair, that's not staying there. It's just
but that's fine.
I haven't watched this movie yet. But
it's
yeah,
so cool though. And PJ, you've got freaking Star Wars on one side. You've got X-Men in the back. Like that's great, dude. Like collect what you want. It doesn't
it's still bothering me a little bit. I gotta change this room a little bit because this is supposed to be. This is my movie room.
Yeah, totally.
And okay, you know what, Matt? I don't give a shit. Exactly.
It doesn't matter, dude.
I'm gonna run with that. Can I tell you? I did a thing. Okay, it's not. I did a thing, and I don't know what you guys would think about me by me telling you guys this.
Okay.
But you know what? You're right, Matt. I don't give a shit.
Who cares?
I don't give. You know why? Because I shouldn't.
What thing?
I bought this. Why?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow. That's a choice.
PJ, where are you going to put that?
I don't care.
In the bathroom?
Oh, my wife is going to divorce me after
Holy
this.
Shit.
Oh.
Is it? What is? Oh, this is J&D.
Yeah.
Dude, their stuff's crazy.
No, but I know people are judging me right now, but you're right. I shouldn't care.
No, dude, collect what you want, man.
No,
I mean, there's gonna be things that people look at and they're like, bro, what? But like, all right, that's cool.
Okay, no, this is just so random. I just did this out of curiosity. Yeah, see, people are like leaving the chat already. Like PJ's a perv. PJ perv. I'm out of here. See. Oh man.
She's actually hanging on to a chain. That's crazy.
Why? Do I like the movie? I thought it was okay. It's not the best. It's Harley Quinn. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, the J&D does such a good job with some of this stuff. It's ridiculous.
No, that's ridiculous. Me buying that is ridiculous.
It is, but that's okay.
That's right,
dude. I honestly, I don't know if you knew this, PJ, but like, I moved all my Star Wars stuff over here, and I have Masters of the Universe stuff here now on this one shelf. And so nice. I got He-Man riding the Battle Cat, that statue that Tweeterhead came out with.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's killer. And I have Skeletor in the Panther coming in to go next to it.
Oh, dude, that's nice.
Be amazing. And I'm super happy now. Like, I freaking love it, dude. I've been wanting that kind of
stuff.
See,
here's the thing too, is that like, we talk about Star Wars collectibles and things like that, but there's other things that we grew up with.
Yeah, for sure.
I grew up with He-Man.
PJ, to me, looking at the same thing, like looking at Star Wars stuff only. Look, I get it. I love Star Wars just as much as anybody else. I love it. But at the same time, sometimes I look at Star Wars and I'm like, I'm tired of looking at browns and grays and blacks. Well, like, I want to look at something else.
No, but like, yeah, exactly. You don't just have to strictly just collect Star Wars, right? There's other things. We like Marvel. You like, He-Man. There's Turtles. I love Alien. I just recently watched Aliens, the second one out of the franchise. I love that movie.
I know.
I'm
did you see, by the way, PJ, did you see that Prime one, that Alien, that Ripley statue that they
yeah, dude.
So sick, dude.
Are you gonna get it?
I want to get it.
Get it.
I've been looking at it.
Dude, get it. It's so gonna be hard to come by. I'm telling you.
So cool.
Just buy it. Wait, Moth McClain said, have you seen the new Marilyn Monroe bus? It looks great, but I could never put that in my house. Yeah, no, me too. Sorry, my son's vacuuming in the back. I don't know if you hear it.
Is that like a full-size Marilyn Monroe bust?
I don't know.
I knew about a lot of Marilyn seeing a bust.
But like, again, you make a great point. Like, we collect other things. I mean, you just don't have to just strictly collect Star Wars, right? As much as I love Star Wars. That's my number one IP.
Sure.
I'm a big Star Wars fan. But there's other things to collect. Like, honestly, I was even debating if I should get rid of my X-Men stuff. But I freaking love X-Men. Yeah, why am I gonna get rid of it? Yeah. And dude, like, it literally
gives some really good ones too. Like,
yeah, and it took me a while just to get these things, man. Like, I don't want to sell them. As long as you like it, yeah, collect it. Yeah, you're right, Zombie. Like, as long as you love it, collect it. You don't have to hold yourself to one IP. And
I think you do. I think you do have to be careful because I think you can get into a place where if you're really going hard on an IP and then you start collecting another IP, I mean, you can bankrupt yourself easily. Like, you have to be careful about all of this.
Yeah, you just have to like have an idea in your head and like how you want everything displayed, and right? And
be selective.
Yeah, be selective. You don't have to collect like just like Zombie said, collect what you love. I always say that, and when I was doing reviews and stuff, I always say, do what you love what you collect, right?
Yeah.
No one should care.
But think about this. There's always going to be something new that comes along, right? That's the thing you always have to remember. I mean, look at what AMC is doing with popcorn buckets now.
Oh, shit, right? Like, dude. Done, sold.
I know, but that's because we're collectors. We look at those things and we're like, I could do that. I could collect a bunch of popcorn buckets, dude, and now all of a sudden you've got popcorn buckets that you got to display.
I'm a popcorn bucket collector. Because I started with some things. I got the Ghostbusters, the trap one that AMC was selling. So I got that, and then I got Jabba the Hutt from Disney for was it Star Wars Land, or I forgot what it was. Sure, Tomorrowland, right?
Yeah.
So, and then some of the other stuff started coming out, like Deadpool. My God, I watched that Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and then I started collecting pretty much all the popcorn buckets. The Alien Romulus, I got 2 of the popcorn buckets.
Freaking fantastic.
Oh my God.
And the things you can do with those things. other than
it's so
eat
cool
popcorn out of
though.
them.
Holy crap! The one day. By the way, you can get the Alien
Right,
Romulus
Susie?
one.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah.
You know the Alien Romulus one. You know you can still get it now, right?
Oh, the alien one.
They realized that how popular it is. It's up for pre-order.
Oh, that's cool. Well, dude, I
know.
told you. Did I tell you that at SDCC there was an AMC booth selling like a giant AMC booth, and they were selling popcorn buckets. Like
for
at SDCC, bro. They know what they've got. They know what they've got, and it's gonna keep going and going and going because they know what they got. I don't know why they haven't been doing this forever. I know they did it at one point, but they stopped for a long time, right? And I think it's brilliant that they've brought it back. Dangerous, but
it's dangerous, but collecting is a dangerous game. But
they're not easy to get either. They're freaking hard to get, some of these things.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you, like, Matt and Cece, like, do you guys have anything coming in terms of Star Wars? Or are you looking to pick up anything?
Looking to pick anything up. I don't
like
really
Sideshow.
know. Yeah,
like
I don't think I've got anything that on the horizon other than that.
Mhm.
I'm getting that Skeletor statue Tweeterhead coming in at some point. But Star Wars wise, I don't think so. Not that I know. Oh, well, there's some RS stuff that will eventually make it somehow into my collection at some point.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the list for the AT-AT. I know for sure. And then I think I'm still on the list for the Bausch, but I still have to make a bunch of payments on that one. So I'm still behind. So, but it's awesome. Like that, the stuff they make is just so freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
How about you, CC?
I'm getting the Bausch helmet and the AT-AT helmet, and then the most recent one I got from RS was the Rogue One, the Partisan Scout, which is cool. And then actually, this is what I mentioned last week, that it was in the mail and I hadn't received it yet. But I'm on the list for a Vader commission with a comic book artist.
Oh, nice.
One of the comic book artists for Andor. So he designed.
Wow, that's looks cool. Freaking cool.
He actually worked on like all of the sequels, Andor, Rogue One.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think he's responsible for the Porgs, how they look. But yeah, I just got this in. I'm trying to like get stuff as I can now, so that when Regal Robot inevitably does like a maquette with this,
yeah,
I'm not paying up the nose for the sketch to go with it.
Yeah.
So
that's a great, and that looks cool. And just real quick, I know you talk about like some commission. Shout out to Cass. Well, not shout out, but rest in peace.
Yeah, John Cassidy.
I was gonna say David. John Cassidy. Yeah, he made some amazing comic book artwork.
Yeah,
and it's a shame that we lost. Yeah, this was tough. I don't know. Like, I was like, what the hell happened?
Like, not to sound callous, but like James Earl Jones lived an amazing life. He was 93 years old. Like John Cassidy was like 52, and I don't think we know exactly. It was absolutely sudden, but he, like, a lot of people know him from like his X-Men work, I think back in the 90s or something.
Yeah, but he did a lot of like Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, so like he did the run in 2015 when Disney bought Marvel, like restarting the Star Wars comics.
It was the Vader one. I have all that.
Well, yeah, Star Wars 1 through 6, I want to say he was responsible for, and then
I have that.
Like, hence that one panel I showed you is one of my favorites. It's when Vader finds out that Luke is his son. Yeah, just upsetting. Very talented guy.
Yeah. It's crazy. I wonder, that's crazy. I wonder what happened, but yeah, rest in peace, He was a very amazing artist, and I was just shocked as well. I was like, what the hell's going on today? So, but congrats on your pieces that you guys got coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are coming, so I know just recently, and I don't know if you guys want to talk about it, but with Rogue One 6, I know you guys started your new channel, correct?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just a lot of shit. I mean, I don't want to drag everybody through the nightmare of last couple of weeks. I would say we've had. But it's been tough. It's been a tough situation for us. You know, recent. It's been a long. I think a long time coming. I think probably because, Chris and Steve. Chris ended up going and doing his own thing. I think he started Nerf Herders a little bit ago. And then we hadn't heard from Steve in a while. It'd been like a year. Here and there we'd heard from him, but not. He'd been out of it for a long time. And then I think he just at some point decided he wanted to do his own thing as well. So, the problem we're having at the moment is instead of just being like, great, go do your own thing. That's cool. Instead of that happening, Jason, Cece, and I have been trying to keep Rogue 16 going. And I mean, Cece's done a great job with the Facebook group, keeping it, keeping it functioning. And, Jason and I aren't the best at Facebook, which sucks, but like she's done a great job at that to keep it going, keep it alive. And then we've been trying to be as consistent as we can to do the shows. And, just keeping the community together. It's a community of people like just like you have a community of people that are part of what you do and other groups as well. It's just a community of people that we've been hanging out with for a long time, and we just wanted to keep that going. And the problem is that it's tough, right? I think what happened is Steve decided he wanted to do something different, which is totally fine. We understand that. Like that's understandable. The problem I have with it is that what ended up happening is he ended up deciding to, essentially the way I see it is dismantle Rogue 16 to make his own thing, right? Like he basically wanted the YouTube channel to go change it into his thing and do what he wanted with it, which, him and I started this a long time ago. So I get that he might want that, but it's not something I would ever ask for because I wouldn't want to break the thing that we built. Like I wouldn't want Rogue 16 to go away. So I don't really understand the decision there. And so we tried really hard to keep everything together, but it just didn't work out. And it's such a bummer. And so ultimately what it's ended up happening is we have had to, me, Cece, and Jason have had to go off and make our own YouTube channel. We've had to now make our own Facebook group, which we have recently done. So
the Facebook group is already made.
It's made. We haven't shared it with a bunch of people yet, but yeah, it's there. It's public.
Okay.
So it's just kind of it's a really frustrating situation for us. And, I don't want to belabor the point because it's annoying. And I know people don't like drama and all this bullshit.
Can I share it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody is interested, come join the group, join the YouTube channel. Like, please hang out with us. And it's just such a bummer, dude. It's such a bummer. Nothing we were expecting. We didn't know what was happening. And it just hit us all at once.
No, I totally understand it too. And it's a shame too, because I know I was there when you guys created it.
Yeah.
It's funny because, going back to the days of 6 scale scavengers,
Yeah.
And that's how we all met, by the way, and it was, Matt was once a hot toy collector. Yes. It's hard to believe he was once a hot toy collector
and like hardcore, like Funko collector too. Funko.
Oh, you were.
I loved it, dude. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like how things have evolved in terms of like collection as well. But yeah, it's a shame, a lot of
like, to be fair, like the thing that we have to be careful as it's not like we're going away. We are still doing this, right? It's just we're having to readjust things and like start from new again. Like it's just really hard. It's really hard for us because we had a YouTube channel that was functioning and we had a Facebook group that was functioning. And, for someone to come in and kind of take
things that you built together.
Yeah. They take things apart to benefit the thing that they're doing on their own. It's not something it's not something that I like to talk about. It's something really frustrating, and it's something that we've had to just deal with. And it is what it is. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. We didn't have any leverage in the situation because we didn't have access to a lot of this stuff. Like, Steve had access to a lot of the like YouTube, Facebook, and all this stuff. We really didn't have a choice. And I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it was anybody asking for anything. I think it was a decision that was already made. And, what are you going to do? Like, you can't do anything about it. And so eventually it got to the point where we disagreed enough that we are where we are. Now we don't have anything and we're having to restart over again. So, sadly, it is what it is, but we are going to continue. So we are,
which is what I'm happy about, just because, Matt and I, and with CC as well, like, I've known Matt for quite some time. I mean, geez, like the early stages of like my YouTube career.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
wouldn't say a career, but like ever since I've been in YouTube. And Matt's always been such a great guy. And, things happen, and people change. Sometimes, with YouTube it's hard. And I'm just, so happy with, what Sean and I did with Setcast in terms of creating a safe space for everybody. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you do, as long as you're a cool guy and you love Star Wars, you want to talk Star Wars, hop on in and have fun with us. And just because there are other places, and you've seen some of the drama with Star Wars Theory and some of the other stuff,
sure,
where when it becomes when things get hairy, when people get maybe like a little too greedy, or maybe I don't know, get ahead of themselves sometimes, and because they could get caught up in like some of the things in YouTube, whether it be the likes, the addiction to likes, to subscribe. That's why, to be honest, like I'm doing this organically. Sean and I, we just want to have fun. We don't have, our subs don't reflect the, may not be the highest sub count in the world, but we're just having fun here. And and that's what it should be all about, is having fun and talking Star Wars and sharing collecting, whether it be our collecting journey or our fandom.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
Matt, you and I, and even we don't see eye to eye, but we're here talking, having fun. We're still friends.
Yeah, well, that's I was telling you that before the show. It's like, look, you don't have to agree. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. Like, we disagree about the Acolyte. We disagree about a lot of things. It doesn't matter.
We disagreed about the sequel trilogy. Remember that when we first started talking? Yeah, but we don't hate each other.
No. And there's no reason to disagree. And you know what? That's what makes I feel like that's what makes life interesting. Is when you can disagree and still move ahead and still like talk about things. Like, you don't want everybody to be on the same side of things. That's not fun.
I'm not going to judge your character just because you like the sequel trilogy.
Right. No.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not.
I'm
not going to be like, I'm not going to be friends with Matt because he likes the sequel trilogy.
No, and that's that
shouldn't be the case.
And that's where, like, me, I'm very much like, there's things there's things I dislike about the sequel stuff. There's things I like about it. There's things I dislike about the original trilogy. There's things I like about it. It's not all good and bad. And that's, I just, that's how I look at it. There's always something that you can kind of pick apart or kind of, build on. And again, there's so many, just so everyone knows, there's so many different channels and groups and stuff to be a part of. And there's different people that you can hang out with. And it really does come down to, who do you want to talk Star Wars with? That's what it comes down to. And who do you want to hear and who do you want to hang out with? Because like, I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't like me. There could be people that don't like any of us, but they have other places to go. Like, there's other places they can go and hang out. And that's cool. That's totally fine. I hope the people that want to hang out with us will come back and hang out with us. And, I'm sure we'll be on here every now and then. And, I'm happy to, I just want to keep doing it, just want to keep in the mix. And I want Cece, I want Cece to be able to keep doing what she's really good at.
Oh, she's amazing with
the group.
Prince,
and
it's such a
bummer.
And you know what's crazy that people don't realize too, and well, I mean, maybe they do realize, is that CC's across in every group,
I know she kills it.
sharing her her passion and love, and that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, I always promote so many channels here, with Star Wars Sith, Pop the Bounty Collector, there's Rogue, you guys, there's Rogue 5 Cantina, then there's the Spice Runners Lounge, there's Gabe and his crew, the Collection Wars crew. There's so many, and it's all different channels, and like you said, it's what you like. But like I said, for me, trust me, I've been in the YouTube game for quite some time. Many people know me as the Paradox Nerd. I stepped away from that channel because there was so much drama, just not with just in my channel, but just around the community. And
there's a lot.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just start Sithcast and create something safe, a safe place for everyone to come talk Star Wars. And as long as you're cool with me and we're having fun, you're more than welcome to hop on the show and just have fun. And I feel like people lose sight of that. It's Star Wars. We should be talking Star Wars and having fun. Who cares how many people hate Jar Jar Binks? I'm still friends with them. Sean hates Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still cool with him.
I love Jar Jar.
We're still friends. Yeah, exactly. That's the way it should be. Oh, see, look, Pat's friend, he doesn't like Jar Jar.
Yeah.
I'm still cool with him.
No,
I think
for sure.
That's good.
Well, and like I've said, PJ, that I have a lot of things to say about people didn't like the Acolyte. That's fine, but those same people liked the prequels and had no problems with the acting and the scripting and all the stuff in the prequels. Well, I have a problem with that stuff, right? So you can find anything, you can find problems everywhere you look. I just think as long as we can talk about those things and still hang out, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't need to freaking, it's just Star Wars, man. Who just hang out and have a good time and enjoy that we still get Star Wars and we still get to talk about collectibles and all this. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but I was going to say is that can you let everyone know? I'll share I already shared your Facebook group.
Yeah.
So, and wow, you got some people already. I'm looking at it.
Some random dedicated people who just found our channel without us saying that we started one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's great. And we're doing a YouTube as well. And and that's, we've got some content on there because we were able to get some content that we could put up. So that's good. Yeah. But we're going to start doing some more. And it's just I don't know exactly when. We're trying to do some stuff soon, but it's just been a whirlwind, dude. It's been a freaking, it's been a lot for us to think about. There's been thoughts of not doing it ever again.
No,
and, it's just
don't
been
stop.
Really
don't stop. And I encourage you guys not to stop just because you guys have great content. You guys are good people,
appreciate
it. And the thing too is that I've been in that situation before and I totally get it. And I'm so happy that I have Sean as a friend, even Jeff.
Sure.
Jeff does Star Wars Addict 77.
Yeah,
I got people like them, and the people in the chat too that keep me going and doing this show. Matt and Cece, you guys know we don't get paid for this. We're coming here just if anything, I'm losing money. I'm paying more for the StreamYard than I know getting back. But you know what? It's just about having fun. And that's what I'm paying for, is to have fun with my fellow Star Wars fans and collectors and colleagues. And
for sure.
And the thing too is that I'm not happy with how things transpired, with your situation. But I'm hoping that I'm sharing some positive experience with you, with my Sithcast, experiences.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
There's a bright light at the end of this tunnel, and hopefully you guys can see that and keep going, because like I said, you guys are great people. We've been friends for quite some time. CC, I've known you for quite some time as well, and with Jason, and I just want to wish you guys the best of luck with your channel, and keep going.
And I appreciate it. I mean, we try very hard to I mean, you, PJ, you know me. I'm pretty open book. Like, I don't really. I'm like, I don't have anything to hide. I'm not any different than I am in person. Like, I just am who I am, and I think that about CC and Jason as well. They're very transparent people, and they're very good people, and it just is what it is. Like, we just want to keep this going. We just want to keep doing what we're doing because it's something we've all put a lot of time and effort into.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a bummer to let that go. It would be a shame to let that go. So we're really trying to make it happen, and just be patient with us. And I appreciate people that are coming back and subbing and just spread the word. And I appreciate that. Like, cause we're really going to try to do our best. And, and hopefully we can, I don't know, hopefully we can get back to where we were, but it's going to take some time. So
yeah. Well, everything takes time. And obviously it's like I said, like as long as you guys are having fun and things will, many blessings to you guys. But
I appreciate it.
But just really quick though, can I request something from you guys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cece, please do a segment for art prints, especially how to display them.
Yeah. Well,
we all need help. Us tube collectors. There are tube collectors. Like I just have so many of these wooden what do you call them? Cardboard tubes.
Yeah, cardboard tubes.
Just freaking collecting those.
Yeah.
So we need you. You are our only hope, Cece.
Well, we were doing not as often as I would like, but we're all busy and everything. A show on Rogue 16. I think, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, those are published on the Noon channel now, the old ones.
The hot off the press ones?
Yeah.
I don't think they're up there yet, Cece. I've been trying to get things up, and it's been a bit of a
okay. I'll work on that, but hopefully we'll have and put them in playlists for having to do that. Like starting from scratch isn't easy, but I did a print show called Hoth Off the Press, and it mainly talked about prints that were coming out soonish or around the time of the show. But there were a few that were good, 101 on art prints. And I think we did one episode that was kind of on storage and also how to find, do research on art prints. So yeah, I'm hoping to bring those back up and organize them so they're easier to find. Cause there's even people who I know who aren't Star Wars collectors, but they still appreciate that as art print collectors.
One thing I love about art print is that they're cheap. I mean, fairly. I mean, the framing might be a little bit different, but in terms of, if you're like you said, that's why we need your guidance, because maybe you have some tips and tricks and how to find cheap frames and how to display them, different types of frames, different types of. It gets so involved, and I don't know where to start. And I know with the prints, because go in Bottleneck Gallery when those prints drop, they're $50.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
that's a crazy thing that I've mentioned a couple of times, and Cece knows this. I'm a huge advocate of and people don't know that Bottleneck frames that you can frame stuff through Bottleneck. A lot of people don't know that. And I constantly go through Bottleneck to frame stuff because it's not expensive.
I did not know that.
It's not expensive, and all you've got to do is when you buy a print, you get a frame that's the same size, and they match it up and send it to you. It's crazy. It's the easiest thing in the world. But that's the stuff that people don't know about, right? People don't know this kind of thing because it's kind of buried.
See?
So anyway.
Yeah. Pat's fan says, I need a few tubes I need to empty as well. When to use a matte back or not. Yeah.
The matte, when to matte something and when to not matte something. I'm not a big fan of mattes, but I think it's also because I tend to collect bigger art prints. But if you got something like this and you don't want to custom frame it, because I think this is a custom size, then just getting a matte to kind of fill out the space is a really economical.
Well, and Cece, there's some places like Sideshow that it's almost worth buying the print in the frame through Sideshow because of how good the frame looks. They do such a good job.
Their style can be kind of hit or miss for me, where I feel sometimes it's over the top, where with the matte will be a bit more intricate than it needs to be.
It depends on what it is.
Yeah, some of their latest ones though have been
killer,
really nice, especially the Star Wars ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, can't wait for you guys to start doing your shows. Honestly, seriously, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, everyone, please give them follow, subscribe to their channel. Great guys. I'm telling you, I've been you know, like I said, I've known these guys for quite some time now, and really, it's a shame things happen, you know, but life goes on, and
It is what it is.
you know, and you know, they're like I said, I want to keep encouraging them to do what they're doing because they do it really good and do it really well, and
I appreciate it.
yeah. So Rogue One 6, guys. So no news on when the first. You guys are gonna do a live stream first, or you guys are gonna do video?
I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. We're trying to figure out
Okay.
what we're gonna do. If we're gonna do like an episode, like a show that talks about like what kind of what happened and how we're gonna move forward. I don't know if we're gonna do that or if we're just gonna roll right into what we're doing. I don't know. It is what it is. We're trying to make our way through, guys, and it's just a freaking shit show. I mean, and everybody has lives too. Like,
yeah,
we all have work. CC's got a bunch of work. Jason's got work. He's got health issues that he's dealing with. It's just a bunch of shit that we're constantly having to deal with. And so like even consistency is just really hard for us. And so we're just trying to figure out how to do better and you know, how to continue. So that's what we're in the midst
It's
of.
funny, the last time I was on Spicer's Lounge, I think it was Jeff, if he's still watching, it felt almost like an intervention where Jeff was like, hey, like, you guys do a great job. Like, keep doing this. Like, don't get discouraged. Like, everything will be fine. So that was really nice to have such a supportive community too.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, you know.
And we've gotten we've gotten nice messages from people, and it's great. I listen. The community is great, and like I said, I just want us to get back to having the community of people that want to be in the community, right? Like I don't begrudge anybody for not wanting to hang out with us. If they don't want to hang out with us, there's all kinds of people you can hang out with and chat and do this whole thing with. Like, there's a lot of shows. Do you find the people you want to do this with and do it like that? I have no problem with. I'm looking forward to being able to talk to the people that want to hang out with us, you know.
And the thing too, it's a shame is that like it shouldn't be like, oh, we're all like, you know, divided, you know, and it's a shame that people, you know, some people draw that line, right? But you know, the thing too is that like we should be able to, you know, every show and every channel offers something different, and that's why people gravitate to these shows, right? You guys offer something different that we don't do, and same with us with any other channel.
Well, and PJ, a lot of times it's the exact same thing. Sometimes it's everyone talking about the same collectibles coming out at the same time, and it just comes down to like, who do you want to hang out with? Who do you want to hear from? And who do you want to like talk with? Right. And sometimes a lot of people are okay with watching multiple people talk about the same thing. That's totally cool. I don't want to assume that people necessarily want to hang out with us over somebody else, but I hope we find hope the people that liked watching us before will come back and hang out with us again. And then we can just kind of keep building from there, you know? So anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, give them a follow, give them a subscribe. Like I said, great people, and looking forward to what they have in store for their channel. So and Zombie Hunter says best, it goes, don't matter what channel everyone's on, I found everyone's friendly and willing to help each other. That's great. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
But like I said,
I've not necessarily found that, but I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case.
And Gina B, by the way, I've known Gina too ever since I started doing YouTube as well. She started doing videos the same time I was doing videos with my Paradox Nerd channel, and she's a great person too. So yeah, YouTube is tough. People don't realize, like, people think it's like, oh, you just come on. And it's tough. It's tough to do this content on a weekly basis or even a monthly basis.
And you remember, you're taking time away from your family. You're taking time away. I mean, you know, it's tough. But anyway.
Yeah, shout out to Jeff, by the way. He's been there. He's helped me get through those dark times when I had to transition.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's what it should be. But all right, guys. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place. Thank you to CC and Matt for hopping on today's show.
Absolutely.
It was a great show. Oh man, this 2 hours went by quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
thanks for having us.
Again, oh no, thank you for hopping on. And again, please follow them, Rogue One 6, on YouTube and on Facebook. No Instagram, right?
I think we have
Not
one,
yet.
but we just haven't used it very much.
just don't use it as often as we should.
We need to. We need to.
Yes.
Yeah. So also on Instagram. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you guys again for watching, and may the midichlorians be with. Oh, just really quick, just also a shout out to Matt. He also helped me start Sithcast in the past.
Sure.
It was him and Thor. I've always wanted to do a Star Wars podcast, and I'm so happy that him and Thor helped me jumpstart this. And then obviously Sean followed to help me continue the podcast. So
great.
Appreciate it, Matt.
PJ, you don't do Paradox Nerd anymore? Is that done?
No, I still have some. I have some videos that I already edited and ready to. Okay. I just finding the right time to do it.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you're still doing that.
I am still kind of doing it on the side.
Okay.
I will. I'll come back. Just not yet.
Yeah, no.
Just gotta find the right timing for it.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, no, Matt, thank you. Seriously, from
the
bottom of my heart. And I still have that recording when I remember that the time when I was like, hey, they're gonna de-age Luke, and you're like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
That's all I'm saying. May the midichlorians be with you guys always and forever. Take care, everyone. Peace out.